Hello and welcome, I'm Tim and this is SV Paquita. And we got underway after a very rainy night last night and said goodbye to the lads. I'll tell you about that in a second, but we are underway for a place called Nicholas Harbor on the island just south of the island that we're at here. Skavita or something. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't even want, why do I even bother trying? You guys will roast me. Go ahead, roast me in the comments. But anyway, about 6:30 in the morning I took off and it had been raining real hard all night. But we only got like 25 miles to go. I think we got 18, 17 miles more to go now. As you can see, the wind is not cooperating. It's kind of funny. I've been bitching all this time about how the wind apps have not been very accurate, and it doesn't really matter who you talk to, you know, which app, they all seem to be wrong. And both Windy and Predict Wind, with all the different models, were all saying that there's going to be a fair wind, downwind sail. And right now I'm pinching hard, and I really have to go over this way. I don't know if you can see the island there, but that's the island over there. And I really have to get over that way, but when I do that, we'll lose all the wind that we have. We're only doing 2.5 or 3 knots. So I figured while it was nice here, the sun is finally poking. Well, I don't know if the sun's coming out, but you can see the rays of God coming down from the heavens. Yep, the head sail's not liking the wind angle, but that's all right. I figured I'd put this here, and so that those of you that get mad when I turn the camera around will be all happy that I've done that. As you can see, I'm still sporting my hoodie because it was cold and wet this morning, but yeah, so we had to say goodbye to the Irish lads. And I don't know if we said goodbye, but until the next time with the Irish lads anyway. They have to go, and their season is coming to an end. In a week's time, they'll be up north to Corfu, where we went before. And they found a spot where they're going to have the boat hauled, and then I think they're going to send Bob there to do all. They say they're all going to work there, but usually they all work there. That means Bob goes down and does all the work. But I think they're going to get the boat ready for next season, have another season in the Med next year. And God bless them. You know, I can't tell you how much that they have enriched our cruising experience. We happened upon them in the on the Costa del Sol in Spain. And we've been basically blowing in the same direction the whole way till we got here. Now their time is done. And I got a feeling we'll probably see them again. Probably not on Walkaway, but we might see them individually or all together. Uh-oh, backwinded. Come on, come on, come on. Crisalita says, viento loco. She says, crazy wind. But anyway, we hope to see them again, and yeah, it's been so much fun. For those of you that have wondered how it all came to be, we never knew each other or anything like that. We were in the south coast of Spain when Runa was still on board, and we anchored, and I saw this 31-foot little beautiful boat, very salty boat that was at least as old as I am, and it looked great. I see a big Irish flag there, and then I see these 3 young guys, and they're all jumping off and swimming and having the time of their life. They're obviously not charter guys, you know. So I had brought a whole bunch of Guinness with me. I love Guinness, and so was down to my last Guinness can. So I got in the dinghy, and when I saw them over there, I ran over. I said, "Hey, you guys from Ireland?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you know what? I got one last Guinness," and I gave it to them. And that's when it all started. And then they came out for drinks with us and came over for dinner, and then we all started hanging out. And like I say, I think that this whole thing of this cruising, God, I hate saying this. I sound so cliche, but saying like the cruising lifestyle. But as far as for me, like I say, I've spent most of my life on the water, but the most rewarding thing that has happened so far has been meeting different people, and not just the Irish lads, but everyone that we run into. And you know, like yesterday we were at brunch, and there was this Greek woman that was our waitress, and she was just so sweet and so proud of where she was from, and proud of the food, and happy that we were there, and just wanted us to explore more of her beautiful island. And it was just so cool. And those are the experiences why we are here. Hey, look, the sun's coming out now. All right, I can take my hoodie off now. I can see my bed head. Crysalida will be yelling at me, say, why don't you brush your hair? Anyway, yeah, so the Irish lads have been just like I say, I can't tell you how. Crysalida and I could do this whole trip alone and we'll have a wonderful time. But sometimes there's just some experiences that are more fun with more people. And it's rare. I don't know that it's rare, but for me, it's rare to find people that are in their mid to upper 20s that are following their dreams. I mean, it took me almost 60 years for me to do that, you know? They're following their dreams and they're not destitute by any means. They all have great occupations. They're all educated. And they said, no, now's the time that we're going to do this. And I think about that. And that's why I keep thinking that if they keep it up, they're probably going to have a huge channel, because I think that many of you are probably closer to my age and all wish that we did this when we were their age. And like I say, they're the least pretentious people, and they're just so wonderful and so respectful. You know, they come over and they help us out, and they take care of us. They come over and take our garbage away for us. I don't use them just for using them. I mean, they come over and eat, and Crysalida and I love to put a chicken on the grill, but it would take us a week to eat a chicken. But we have the 5 of us will eat it all in one night, and you know, it's kind of fun. I have been feeding them for quite a while, but when you think about it, the extra money that it costs for the food that I'm feeding them is a drop in the bucket. It's I mean, it would cover a round of drinks if we all went out to a pub, you know. So it was wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy. The sun came out. Now we're getting a little bit of fresher breeze. Probably doing 3 knots again anyway. 3.5 maybe. At this rate, we should be there around 2 in the afternoon. And that's fine with me. I put a request in with Navily to hopefully get a spot. They have a $10 a night. If I'm reading this correctly, it's $10 a night to back up to the wall at the marina, and or you can go for free if you back up to the wall and agree to eat dinner at the guy's restaurant, which I'd heard they do a lot, and they do that in Turkey a lot. And I really wanted to get to Turkey, but like I say, I'm not even going to be able to get as far into Greece as I want to, because we're really going to have to change things up. So speaking of changing things up, I think a lot has happened in the last 24 to 48 hours, and I haven't told you all about it. I think the last thing I told you was that we were going to go north in this bay about 6 miles up and drop the anchor. I found a little bay that looked pretty cool, chalk highlands and all this, and it looked wonderful. We could hang out there until like Wednesday, and Wednesday looked before like it was the time where we would cross and do about a 400-mile, maybe 300 and change, 400, something like that. I was going to go to Italy and then down to Sicily and then over to Malta. But if I get the right wind, I think we'll just do a straight shot for Malta. It's nice now. It's not cold now, but it's been getting cold and I'm kind of sick of it. I want to get back to where it's warm. I want to get back to complaining that it's too hot. I like that. I know a lot of you out there are like, oh, I'll take the cold. You can always put something on. Yeah, you know what? I grew up in Maine. I don't want to hear it. I get too much Latin blood in my veins to like cold. My buddy Sput from Damage Control Sailing, he's like, Tim, we're going to go to Europe with you. And when we come out of the Med, instead of turning left, we're going to turn right and go up to the fjords of Norway. No, we're not. You might do that, but I'm not doing that. Even Runa's like, no, you got 2 weeks that are nice in Norway. The rest, it's cold and miserable. Anyway, so, no, and you know, to each his own. That's Sput and Susie, they want to do that, so God bless them. I think that right now they're getting ready they're at the boat show, but they're getting ready to do the Salty Dog rally down to the islands. Once again, something that doesn't really interest me that much, going with a group, but they're more comfortable, and that's the thing, is that out here you do what makes you comfortable, what you want to do. And so my plan was to go up into this bay and hang out for a couple days at anchor and just chill, let them, because I feel bad. Although the lads haven't said it, I kind of feel like they're tied to us, that they know they've got to go one way, we've got to go the other, and that they don't want to pull the trigger. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just leave and let them go so they don't feel bad, because they're so sweet. Like I say, they're the most polite people I've ever met. Even politer than Canadians, go figure. Anyway, So that was my plan. And then I looked at the weather, and every like 6 or 8 hours when the new forecasts come out, they're completely different. I had said that I wasn't going to go all the way to Andros because of this huge storm that was coming. I hardly see this. There's a storm coming, but it's one that was over here going this way instead of one over here going this way. So nobody knows what the hell's going on. So it's bizarre. But what I did find out was that if I went up into the bay up here, we're down to like 5/16 of water right now. So I need to make some water, and everyone was taking showers and before Fali got on the plane and all that, and I filled the guys up with water before they left and before we left, and so it's time to make water again. But up there, I had read in the good thing about Navali is you can read other people's experiences there, and they're like, yeah, it's a nice quiet space. The water's not that clear, and it's not because of it's dirty water. It's because of the chalk cliffs. The runoff makes the water rather murky. And with all the rain last night, I was like, man, it's probably like milk up there right now. So I figured maybe we shouldn't go that way. And then I looked, and it said that the wind was all going to be blowing from the north to the south, which is the direction that we're going. That would be a downwind sail. That would be wonderful. So got everything all set, came out here, and we started heading this way. And of course, the wind's coming out of the southeast. So we're pinching the whole way over there. Well, that's all right. We'll get over there eventually. We're not in a hurry. It's fine. Oh, and so my plan now, as I said, I think we're going to hang out. I got to keep looking at the weather, and I got to be flexible enough to keep changing the plan until we're comfortable with what we want to do, because it's just going to be me and Chrysalida. And if it's a 4-day sail, it's not like it's really dangerous. It's very taxing for 2 people, especially like I say, I usually steer for a good 18 hours a day, and then she does a 6-hour watch. And so, and she could do more than that, but it is what it is. And so I'm eager, or I want to be flexible and continue to look at the changing weather models. Right now, today is Monday. It looks, if everything goes right, I have to check out of Greece. And when I say check out, I'm not talking with a stamp passport. I'm talking about with my, it's like a cruising log. It's a, what do they call it? Something, I don't know. It's this thing the Coast Guard give you, and they keep track of every port that you go into. And I've got to give them that back and say that I'm leaving. So hopefully I can do that at this island, and if the weather holds and everything's good, we'll be good to have some good weather going across from Wednesday on, and get there before, I hope that we get there before a big storm comes, because there's a big cyclonic action, meaning a circular storm coming this way in some of the models. So we'll see what happens. But as that happens, I will keep you informed. Thank you so much for watching. And so it's amazing how a rainy, cold day running the engine with nastiness will turn instantly good as soon as a little bit of sun breaks through. So fingers crossed. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps out the algorithm. And you guys, I really appreciate all of you that have bought us a round of drinks by hitting the super thanks button. And if you want to become a patron, I'll leave a link in the description below. You guys take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.